Hey, welcome back to another episode here, everyone. Today we've got a 3 versus 3 domination match, and we're running the US Irregular Doctrine. We've teamed up with Quandaloader and Liquor Hill, both playing as the Brits, and we're up against Dr. Love 27, Heavy, and Komazar Red, playing as the Germans and Finnish, respectively. I've really been wanting to make the Calliope work. I've tried a few times lately, but the matches just haven't gone long enough to really let it shine. So very unfortunate. So I'm hoping this is the one where we actually get some value out of it and we actually get to see what it can do. I love the Calliope. I think it's such an underutilized tank artillery system, in my opinion. I don't use it that often, mainly because the US kind of stinks, but that's a different issue. So we'll see what we can do. Should be a fun one, but I hope you all enjoy. So we are playing on the map Heminkelen, I believe it's pronounced. We do get the far left spawn. So I am going to push my squad out to the southeast. I'm going to try to take this hill, and then I'm going to put a couple singles far out to my left, just so that there's no risk of anyone kind of sneaking by early game. And this is a pretty decent position too. From the looks of it. I think I've only played on this map once or twice, so definitely pretty cool. I really like the finest hour maps. I think all the Horsa gliders are so sick looking on this map. I believe there's a 4v4 map as well that has them as well. But you'll see here right off the bat, we're gonna split out the rifle grens from the main squad. We're gonna take about half the squad, including the bar, push them out towards the middle to help cap the midpoint. We're going to call in a second rifle grenadier detachment, take out the M1, regular M1s on them. Reminiscent of Smurf versus Meow for anyone that watched the tournament finals. Smurf really put some pretty good use with the rifle grens on Meow, put some major pain on him. So we're going to use them to our advantage as well. Ever since I saw those those guys play, I'd kind of wanted to run the US, but kind of wanted to do my own doctrine. I don't like the irregular doctrine all that much. I'm not a big plane user, so it's kind of touch or go on that. But we're gonna see what we can do here. There's a couple different buys here that we can kind of run with. But we do meet. Looks like Komazar Red and some German player in the middle. We get a pretty decent position on this hill, and we're actually going to push out and kind of crest the hill and take some of these positions that are dug in. And then we're going to move a couple these two singles out further. I'm kind of predicting, I don't know the spawns with domination on this map, but I'm kind of assuming they're going to be kind of in a line straight down the middle maybe. So if I can kind of secure that far left side early, it's probably going to do us some good. The Finnish player, Komazar Red, brings out a light armored vehicle. I don't even know what that's called. Landsberg. It looks like Landsberg. So he's got a Landsberg out. Minimal infantry from him, which is kind of crazy. Finns are super strong for their infantry. Super cheap infantry too. So I really don't know why he brought out a light Vic. It's not the best buy. He could have been flooding the map with infantry at this point, especially to kind of counter me, because I've just got my second squad about 4.5 minutes in. But we've kind of pushed all the way up to their point. There's no opposition here, so I'm going to actually push in one of the guys and get another guy out to the back, hold fire to watch the point while we kind of move up here. But Liquor Hill's pushed into the point. We're moving up the rifle grens. We do get a grenade off onto the Landsberg. Our guy that was rushing the point does die, and we do see there is just a squad sitting in the back in the trenches. And we can see on the mini-map as well that we're actually getting pushed on our home point too, which is not the best. So we could be in some slight trouble here. I don't know if Quandalator also went to the middle. I don't really check. But Looks like there's a couple guys at least on our point, but there's really nothing stopping them from kind of pushing and advancing up. We're almost kind of doing the same thing on both sides. We've kind of pushed up far on kind of their point, while they've kind of pushed up far on ours. But my goal right now is to take this middle point, help these guys out, securing it. They've got a really nice position in the buildings. It's going to be very hard to kind of get us out of them. And if we can kind of deal with this infantry behind the wall, we should be really nice. And I do ping the right, and I'm actually going to divert the Pathfinder squad that I was calling in over to our point to kind of help. In that brief look, I also saw that they had dug foxholes. So, I mean, they're dug in right on our point. It's not going to be good. It's going to be very difficult to get them out of there if we don't start focusing on it. So, not the best. Not the best. But what is very good for us is that we get second cap point right behind where we had pushed up. So my prediction kind of came true. It looks like it is going to be on a straight line right down the middle of the map for the most part. So I'm going to immediately divert half the guys that I have in the middle, considering we have numbers and just capped it as well, to get over onto that new point because I do not want to lose it. And we can see there is a huge push from Heavy on our home point here. And he's got a really nice position, stone walls, and then flanking fire as well from the foxholes across the road. So it's going to be very difficult to get them pushed back, although it looks like we do have a half track coming in to help support there. We're going to spread out, take this cap point, get a decent position ourselves up here. And I want to try to hold this hill as long as I possibly can, because it looks directly down onto their home point and the middle as well. So it's a really nice position later on in the game for her some armored vehicles, AT guns, whatever it may be. And considering we have no opposition here right now, I'm actually going to micro pretty intensively, get rid of all the bar ammo this guy's holding, and take some AP mines. And I'm going to kind of spread some of these out leading up to the point where I kind of think they might come. Each of these cap points does come with, as you saw, a variety of, equipment, AT mines, AP mines, TNT, I think there were mine detectors as well, some other stuff. So if you ever have time, take a look in there, grab what's in them. Grab the mines especially, place some mines down. You'll see me do that often. If I get to a point first, try to set up some minor defenses just to kind of boost the defense a little bit here. But it looks like we're going to be going up against Commissar Red. I'm assuming he spawned on their far right, so he's going to be my direct opponent in this game, unless they kind of mix it up. We haven't seen any Germans on this flank yet. You did call in, I believe that's a T-26. And he does call out Heavy's Panzer III. I'm pretty sure we saw that, but probably wouldn't recommend, voicing out your team's equipment to the opposing team if they can't see it. Early warning. We got a nice rifle grenade through that window. That's a pretty good shot. And Dr. Love does have a grill with the 2cm on it. So he is the offensive doctrine. So we are either going to be going up against a King Tiger or it could be the Sturm Morser. We'll see. That might not be fun. I'm trying to move a couple of the Pathfinders over to start making a push onto the infantry that's in... Oh my god. He finishes off the Staghound there. Goes a little crazy. That thing's cooking off now. Might have been a little bit of overkill. But as I was saying, we want to get our guys, Pathfinders on that right flank, up further, because I don't want them just sitting in the boxes. So if we can kind of deal with that, I don't think whoever is defending our home point is going to be able to do that for a little bit, unfortunately. just with how the game is going. But we're not doing terrible. Other than the positioning on this right flank. We have gotten the first 2 cap points, so we've had extra MP come in from those. I'm making my push up, able to get a grenade off, and we do get a ATM, so the very key kill there. That would have been terrible if we had pushed up a vehicle and that guy just sprung out of nowhere. So good to get rid of him. We've got a Sherman moving up. Hopefully that'll take out this grill if we can't. I'm going to switch over to heat and see if maybe I can micro it myself. I think we're just in range. Just out of range. It's 60, so we'll push up a little bit. We do lose him in the fog. Hit the side, but not enough to do damage. The next spawn point is right down the middle on their side, though, and because we're playing super defensive on this right flank, unfortunately, and this looks like it'll probably be their cap. They've got a drilling moving up, which is going to shred our infantry on the point if it gets a good flank, because it's going to go right down that trench. So I'm going to bring in a Chaffee to this side to try to help out and take this thing out. And maybe go head-to-head with the Panzer III. We do have a light AT gun. Looks like a 2-pounder, maybe 6-pounder, going against it. But yeah, this drilling is going to just tear us to pieces if I don't take it out. I'll do a bit of direct control. Hopefully get a nice shot here. We do. We take it out. Very nice. That's down. Looks like we did lose the... Yeah, it looks like we lost the AT gun there. So we are going to go head-to-head with the Panzer III, but I also have to be careful of my point because now it looks like Commissar's finally making a push. Do get first shot off the Panzer III, though. Second shot. Bounces twice. Third shot, we do get him, I believe. He does turret us, though, so we'll pull back. Super unfortunate. And we're going to get some Pathfinder reinforcements up here because they are absolutely making a push. And our lines are actually kind of getting split here, unfortunately. Because they're starting to take the hill. And they also have the Landsberg coming up, too. Actually going to get a second recon squad. Tier 2 vets, though, so should be good. He's rushing up. You get a decent nade there. We did take out the T-26 with the rifle grenades, which is great. And repair the Chaffee. I don't want to forget about that. And they're making a very strong push. And there's a T-34 rolling up now. So I think it's about time we get an AT team up here. And we're going to also hightail it out of here with the survivors. See if we can get these guys out of here. And it looks like our mine placement was just slightly off, unfortunately. As they are. We get one there. One in the kill feed. But looks like they're just running right on through. So we've pretty much lost this position, although our reinforcements are coming up now. And there's another squad, unfortunately, kind of more so on our side in the middle. Looks like Liquor Hill is doing a good job of trying to take back our kind of home point. We're going to get the boys out of here. They had not been capping that back spawn point until just recently, so they're a little bit behind. They could have capped this earlier, probably. Likely could have been capped by now, I would think, close, but luckily they didn't, so we still have kind of a slight advantage in terms of that. And we're going to smoke here and try to retake this hill position from where they're pushing. So I switched my keybind for grenades to space because I find it a little easier to spam that instead of F1. And while I was spamming space on the squad, I then direct controlled one of the guys to throw manually, because you do throw further, for anyone that didn't know, in direct control. You throw further, you shoot further with like tanks or AT guns, artillery, anything like that. The AI is just a little slightly, unfortunately, drawn back in terms of how far it'll throw. So they'll like try to move up and try to get into an optimal range where you might be able to actually sneak one off. But we'd smoked here, so I want to try to rush up the T-34, but we do die. It was a valiant effort, didn't go anywhere though. And Commissar Red has called out the direct control. I was not the biggest fan, I guess. I guess he doesn't like part of the game. So now, because of that, and considering I'm facing him, any chance I get, I'm just gonna direct control. And I'm gonna make it my mission to have some fun with that. So he's pulling back the T-34. He's bringing up the Landsberg, and I did run over some AP mines. Tried to challenge the Chaffee. Stupid. We do take him out easily. We're going to bring in more Pathfinders. These Pathfinders are probably some of the best infantry this doctrine gets. They're so good. So I'm going to keep bringing them in. They're fast, high accuracy, tier 3. So very beneficial. He's trying to challenge with the T-34. I unfortunately don't have any AT grenades here in these couple guys. We do get a shot off. We bounce off his turret. This guy in the back has an AT grenade, but rushing him up is going to be suicide. He did engine us, so I am going to repair it there. And for Doctrine, I actually didn't get anything for tier 1, as we saw. I went for tier 2, I saved up. And I went with the 105. Pretty nifty gun. I'm hoping this will actually do some pretty significant damage to the tanks. As it does hit the D-34 spot on immediately. So I'm actually going to try to take advantage of that and rush up, but the T-34 does finish us off quickly, and there's also a guy here as well that probably did some slight damage. We'll take him out with a grenade, and we do have more Pathfinders coming, so we're going to spread these guys out, try to refill the positions, and keep up the pressure here. And I want to get at least 1 or 2 guys a little bit closer to the middle, just to kind of keep an eye there, because we do have a gap in the lines right now. Looks like Liquor Hill is facing some heavy armor in the middle. He does have a Churchill AVRE, short range, so he's got to get close. So we're going to call in a M18, try to help him out. If the Churchill can distract him, I might be able to get a nice flank shot from the side. And we're going to utilize the 105 and obviously these Pathfinders here just to kind of hold back Commissar Red with some direct control. Nade action. We're going to gun this guy down with the Thompson for fun. Eat my direct control, buddy. So annoying. Nothing like the Go community, man. I'm trying to find the Panzer IV and the Sturmpanzer. I do see it. I unfortunately run into this rock, but the delay there actually reveals the Sturmpanzer. First shot does, I believe, track it or engine it. Second shot, we miss. I'm rushing it because I did see on the mini-map the T-34s. He's got 2. 1 coming over this way. We do take out the Sturmpanzer. Dr. Love's making a push now with the Panzer IV. We do get a shot off. Really shouldn't have challenged us. We're in a much better position, and we have the range on him. He hits the wall with his shot. Our next shot hits him again. Commissar Red was moving up one of the T-34s. We do take out the Panzer IV there. Boot is hull broken. And next shot does detonate him. And then Commissar Red's just a couple seconds behind with the T-34-85. We've got a really nice hill here to our advantage. We're just going to back off. If he wants to push us, let him. We'll just walk right into a trap. Especially with this recon guy here with 18-8. So, while that had been going on, looks like we'd been able to do some real heavy damage to the right side. So I'm going to start moving up my guys there. Just to get vision. We have a recon plane going over so we can see there's really not much. A guy on the far right. It looks like a mortar might be going for him. We've got really decent positions here. Unfortunately, the spawn points are popping in the middle where it looks like they are just kind of swarming infantry right now. And we're faced with 2 T-34s and a T-26 over here. So we do kind of have our hands full, but we'll see what we can do. And if this flank is clear, I'm actually going to try to steal this drilling. It's repairable, so might as well. Could be a really good asset later on. But Commissar Red's moving up the T-34 again. We're creeping up one of the bazookas. More on the flank to try to get this T-26 first. I'm going to go with the weaker of the two targets. At least take that out since it's closer. We do. Now we're going to try to go for the T-34 once we reload. Let's have a full squad coming up, so we got to be quick. I think we hit a tree, or we just missed on that one. So at this point, he's backed out. He's out of my line of sight. Thought I had a good shot there. I don't, unfortunately. So, take out the wall, kill ourselves. Really unfortunate. One of our teammates is bringing over a Sherman, I guess, to help with the T-34, which is appreciated. He's kind of rushing into an area that doesn't have any infantry, though, other than like our slight infantry, so I'm sure they see him. We do get in the drilling. We do repair it, so we're going to try to get this thing out of there. There's a guy in the foxhole. I didn't see us repairing it, so I'm trying to spray him because he does have a Panzerfaust. He stands up and gets this crazy shot off. Absolutely insane. So he does hull break it. It doesn't kill either of the guys. So we're just going to re-repair it. Why not? It moved it a little closer back, so we'll take advantage. We just pan over right as the T-34 takes out the Sherman 5. So yeah, I didn't think he was going to pen the T-34. I don't even know if he can frontally, but unfortunate. Appreciated the help though. If we were microing over here, we might have been able to use the bazooka to try to take it out, but unfortunately I was busy on the other side. And we're going to bring these Pathfinders in to try to take this point, or at least decap it to start. Looks like we are going to surprisingly get the left one with like no infantry, so that's crazy. And we do immediately decap it with our vet infantry, but there is a very large squad of Sturmgrens here. It looks like Liquor Hero got just a little bit close with the, was that Churchill 5, I think? Yeah, it's probably Churchill 5. CS. So, unfortunately, that did take a beating. And there is some type of tank destroyer coming up as well on the mini-map there. But we're able to clear them out of this point. Looks like a Hetzer. Yeah, Hetzer. And T-34 is back on this flank. So I'm going to bring over the Hellcat. Plenty of infantry as well. And a second T-34. He's got 3 T-34s now. He's big into his vehicles as a Finnish player, which isn't normally recommended. They're not the best vehicles. I mean, the T-34-85 is good, but not the best otherwise. And he's rushing one of these guys up, and he just comes right into the Chaffee, the Hellcat, AT grenade, bazooka, and satchel charge. He did get some infantry in our lines though, so if any of them have like I don't even know. Panzer tracks? I think they have Panzer tracks. It's been a while since I played the Finns. Could be bad, but he's backing off. And we have taken out most of the infantry minus this one guy. So we're going to direct control this. Take him out with the carbine.
Come on, don't leave me.
Although he does tank that. Probably high tier? Fortress? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe low tier infantry. It looks like we should hopefully get this point. Although we did lose the Churchill. And we do get a nice lucky spawn on the left here. So we are already capping, which is great. We've got plenty of guys around. Chaffee and the Hellcat are here. And Commissar Red is now asking for a refund on his teammates. I don't know why. They're doing pretty good. It's not the biggest deficit game-wise, but I don't know. He's rushing in a squad up onto the hill. Heavy calls him out on his shit. Good for Heavy. And it's not like he's really playing any better. I mean, he's rushing in vehicles and only buying vehicles, really, as the Finns. So, see more vehicles than probably squads. But we'll let these teammates banter and have their fun as we do repair the drilling. And it just goes to show some of the unfortunate sides, I'd say, of the Go community. We can be so good, and then we can also be so terrible to each other. But it is what it is. We're in a very nice position either way. And he just continues to kind of throw in what infantry he does by right into our lines. Man, this guy yaps. Crazy. But we do actually run out of shells on the 105 here, and I don't notice, but we get a crazy phosphorus round shell there. In all honesty, I probably would have gotten rid of all this, just skip ahead. I don't really care for the banter with these guys, but yeah. I didn't want to miss that 105 shot, because that was pretty nice. Wiping out a full squad with phosphorus. The phosphorus is kind of really sick on these US artillery pieces. And he's trying to direct control, just being hypocritical of his own self. With a Panzer track, but he does get gunned down by the Chaffee. And it looks like they actually have a heavy tank of some type in the middle, so that is a bit concerning since the AVRE just went down. It's likely a Tiger, I would assume. So someone's saved for a Tiger on the German side. We're going to get an ammo truck over to the 105, and we're just going to take the MG car that it came with and just kind of bring it over to the middle. I don't need it. It's just kind of sitting there, so might as well get rid of it. And they somehow, I don't know if they repaired it or just recrewed it, but they actually got in the AVRE. So I immediately pinged that to try to take that thing out, because that's the last thing we need getting away from us. But it does look like a shell may have gone into it, thankfully. Some type. The guy does get out, so I'm going to spray him down. I'm going to try to bring this thing over to the left a little bit. And we have the most unfortunate timing. Look right with an attaboy. I mean, it's clear, it's absolutely our fault. We went right into that shot, but it's just kind of ironic that we bring that over to help and immediately dies. Just our luck. Well, direct control and nade here. I think that guy's probably out of ammo. He's not even shooting back. We're going to reman these positions a little bit better. We're going to move some of these guys up onto the flank as well. Try to get line of sight down that rock wall just in case he's hiding anyone behind there. And ideally, I'd like to make a push at some point onto the home point here. Possibly after this next point is capped, because I highly doubt Commissar Red can push us out of here. But we are at tier 3, finally. With all the games I've tried, haven't been able to get to it, so it's time for the Calliope. So we're going to bring that thing up. I will do a little direct control micro with this lad, who first nade doesn't clip, second nade does clip, surprisingly, so that's great. But the third one does get off, and we do finish that guy off. He's bringing another squad up. We are ready and waiting. First nade spreads them out, damages them. Second nade takes out 3 there. Other nade takes out all but like 1 or 2. And I was bringing the Calliope over to my side, and I saw it happening. I thought it might be able to go under it or just like clip through it or destroy it. Nope. Gets stuck. Even the AI was going to just go right on through it either way. Oh, phenomenal pathfinding. And it is a Tiger that they have. So I'm immediately going to switch where the Calliope was going, and I'm going to try to help out in the middle. I believe the Calliope rocket can probably take out the Tiger if it's a direct impact. So we'll see if we get lucky. I'm even going to move over to 105 as well, a little more to the middle. And we do see a Sturm Morser round flying in the distance, so we do have to worry about that. And looks like we've also got a Nash horn as well, surprisingly. It's not often I see a Nash horn on the field. Team games, it's, you know, it can be a little more common, but definitely with the 1v1s, it's not a typical Doctrine buy for all around West, I'd say. He's kind of sacrificing either half-track spam or the King Tiger if he's just going to go with a Nash horn. And he also had A drilling out. I don't know if he had anything else out, but there's at least one Nash horn. We see a juicy target in the middle, big blob of infantry. So that's going to be my first target here. I'm also moving over to Hellcat to potentially help if needed. More so just as a countermeasure if any vehicles, any tanks try to push up on the Calliope. We did a decent job there. I was going to move up the Hellcat further, but he's at a T-34 just parked down the road, so we'll just back off. And you saw, hopefully you saw that I did take out one of the crew of the Hellcat, which was Vet 4. I'm going to take out one of the crew, switch them over, so the Calliope will instantly go from Vet 1 to Vet 4. So accuracy boosted. Checking my targets here. I was going to put it on the trench at first, but I do decide to go for the Tiger. Hudson's there. I'm looking to see what else we've got. Let's see, we got a big long tom. I think that's a long tom. Let's go. Tiger actually moves in. And we do get a direct impact on it. I looks like it did hull break it. So we do manage to take out a Tiger with the Calliope, which is fantastic. So it definitely already paid for itself. We could try to move up with the Hellcat and maybe try to take it out if possible. So I'm thinking about it. I'm going to try to move it over into position. But there's also a concentrated push on our home point as well, it looks like, with some type of light vehicle. No idea what that is. But we did take it out. I don't even think I really noticed in the game. I was going to try to put a shot into the Hetzer, but there's a slight rise in the hill there. And there are still 2 T-34-85s over here. So just the amount of armor has kind of set me off from not wanting to make a push. I'm going to move these guys up slightly, put one on hold fire, try to get a nice recon on the side. I'm going to move up the Chaffee a little bit. Maybe we can make a push and try to get a flank if we are lucky, although there's 3 T-34s there. The 105's focused on one of them. There is a plane coming in. I'm going to move the Hellcat back over. I'm going to bring in just a recon squad, a vet recon squad into the middle. Plane does get one of them. The other one did move quite far up. If we were a little better positioned, we might have actually had a nice flank shot on him as he tried to get out of the way there. So one of the T-34s is down. We are still going to try. It's backed up a little bit. We overshoot. I'm very nervous of this engagement because we're essentially a glass cannon. And that T-34 will likely bounce a lot of our shots. But I did right-click it, so the Hellcat is going to continue to engage. And that is the T-34 that's actually being shelled by the 105 as well. And while they're kind of distracted, there's no infantry here. He's got a wide-open flank. We're going to go for it with the Chaffee. We hit the tree, which is unfortunate, and then we bounce. I spaz out because I thought that was my only chance. But we surprisingly managed to get the shot off because he missed. So now I'm going for the other one. We somehow Tokyo drift out of the way of that second shot from this T-34. We hit the engine block, don't do any damage. He does take us out. Try to hit him with the 105. We are short. Short-lived, but I think it was worth it. We were kind of CP locked anyway. I mean, I'm sitting on 2200 MP as is, as the US. So getting rid of the Chaffee wasn't the worst thing. I do take out the repair kits. I was going to grab the smokes. I thought you could throw them. I'm pretty sure you could. Unless they changed that in an update. But that does cause us to unfortunately die. I was going to try to smoke out and then rush to the T-34s with the TNT from it. We do have the M18 in a position to slightly engage both. The other T-34 is up again. So I'm going to focus on that one because I do believe it is probably tracked. And there's also a stew now. Now we have that to deal with as well. Something big exploded on the right. Miss because I'm nervous of this engagement. 105 just take out a tankman from the back. Miss again, although I think that shot should have hit. Trying to see which one to prioritize. Do a hit, but we have superior reverse speed, so we can just kind of get out of here as he's coming up on us with this one. And then I'm trying to bait him to push forward. And I'm just kind of playing chicken with them. And while they're focused on the Daimler, I'm actually going to take this shot. We do not pen. And then there's a T-26 coming over the ridge here. We can't get the elevation, but we thankfully have an AT guy. Or an AT nade, I should say, not a guy. Throw some TNT. We're going to direct control. Take these guys out. And just give it us 3 points. Why not? Calliope is back up. I see another juicy squad here. And I want to make sure they don't get into the center. We'll focus on them. .105 is still focusing on the T-34s, which is perfect. Absolutely okay with that. And with 10 minutes left, depending on when we shoot this next barrage, we probably only have like one more afterwards, maybe. Maybe two if we're lucky. So we'll see. We're in a very good position, point-wise, but they have... Heavy's kind of pushed us back onto our home point again. So, not the best sitting there, but I mean, we've kind of done the same to them. But I don't know if I'm going to make my push now. Or push at all anymore, I should say. With 4 tanks, it's just not really worth it. With what I have, and I'm CP locked as well, so we can see a Nashorn moving on that right side. Looks like he's starting to move up the T-34s. We get another direct impact with the 105. So this thing is pinpoint. It's not pinpoint accurate, but when it hits at this point. Looks like they've pushed significantly far back onto the walls. So they are getting ready for a push. So we're going to move the Calliope over that way. And we've got a major tank assault here. Comes Red finally decides to make a move with them. The one is decrewed from the 105. So they stop. Bazooka hull breaks the first T-34-85. The Stew stops halfway through the line. We'll detrack him. The other T-34 gets impacted by the 105. Full dead crew-wise, so that thing's down. And then we will cook off the Stew with the bazooka. So, great push. Why you don't push without infantry support, or have your infantry push first and then go from there. But I'm going to use the Calliope, try to get a barrage off. There's actually 2 Nashorns out there. One is decrewed right now, so it's damaged of some sort. But I'm going to try to use the Calliope on the one that's still up. The Calliope should absolutely be able to potentially kill it, I would think. Hull break it at the very least. Doing some damage to the tank crew, but I don't know. I don't know if we're doing anything much. Then there's also Panzer IV G coming up. Actually, it's not G. It's probably a... oh, God. It's not an H. That's a G. G is the late one. But both Nashorns are now up. I think they're firing at the Churchill, and surprisingly, a shot banks through it and does hit the driller, but it doesn't do any real damage. So we do get lucky there. There's a massive charge of infantry coming up through this line. So I'm going to take a shot with the 105, get some of these Pathfinders that I had in the middle over to the side to deal with that. Because this whole flank, other than my main flank, has kind of fallen. We're going to bring in a M20 for the 50 to try to deal with that. We're going to get another 105 shot off onto the infantry on the hill. And we're going to bring down the M18 as well, as a T-26 C is coming now. didn't realize he was in range, so he does, he actually decruised the howitzer. I was hoping the truck would have just gone forward, but it didn't because of the fence, so it backed up, probably further into his range. Trying to see if the Calliope with AP might be able to do anything. It should, in theory, but we do overshoot, and we do have a horse in our way, so I doubt we'd do much. We do lose the 105, unfortunately. But we do have the M18 here, so we'll try to challenge it. And we bounce off the side of his turret. So unlucky. Then we hit the wall there. So yeah, as predicted, we're facing a very big push on our home point now. We've got the drilling. I'm gonna call in a 90 mil M36. I'm gonna call in an M18 as well. And I'm actually gonna give it to Liquor Hill, just so I'm not microing too many things at this point. We move up the drilling as the Sturmmorser just absolutely detonates some of our infantry. And we're probably only going to get one more Calliope shot off at this point. But it is a target-rich environment for the M18 and M36 here. But with 4:30 left, they have made it into our point and they are decapping. The drilling is going to work. Although they did just hit the deck in that trench that we built for them now. So direct control on this guy a little bit. There's a 2-centimeter truck moving up. I'm gonna deal with that real fast with this rate of fire. We do take that out. Move this guy over. I see a little bit late that there's a push of infantry coming for the M20 and the M18 on that left flank. So the M20 goes down, but we will get the M18 out of there. And we're actually going to call on a plane onto the trench to get these guys out of it. My goal at this point, they can't catch us in terms of points value, but we just cannot lose our home point. So whatever we can do to just decap, I doubt we're going to be able to get infantry in there to sufficiently, like, fully decap it continuously, because, like, one Sturmmorser shot wipes out 3/4 of the infantry here. But the M36 does hit the gun on one of the Nashorns. Calling in a 105 to hopefully deal with some of the infantry. The Nashorn is moving back. If I'd waited a second for the plane, I would have seen him. But I tried to estimate where he was going to be, and he just moved backwards. And the other Nashorn, unfortunately, tracks us. So that's really unfortunate. We'll deal with this Panther III. We're going to bring over the other M18. And we're going to send this Calliope barrage onto the Sturmmorser and the infantry that's waiting there. I'm sure that's their next push. And if we can back up the Sturmmorser, we might waste some time in terms of how many shots to actually get off here. Drilling is still going to work, thankfully. And the 105 is here now. Trying to see if I have a shot. Although, I have to far shoot to hit it, so I won't do that. The other Nashorn takes out the other track. We try to hit the Hetzer, but unfortunately it does take us out. We do have the Calliope up for the second barrage. I'm considering the Nashorn, but name of the game is getting them out of our home point, not letting them cap. So we're actually going to focus fire here and try to secure the point. Take out this infantry, especially just in time as another Sturmmorser. Probably the last there. We move up with the 105. I think we hit Nah, sure, maybe we just bounce in front. I don't know. Looks like the other one is up, though, so we're gonna probably die to that, I'm sure. We're gonna try to get one more shot off. Calliope did do a decent job at clearing the infantry there. And with 106, about a minute now left, even if they start decapping it, I think we're going to be safe. I think we have this. I don't think they can cap in a minute. I think it's a couple minutes that they need. So this should be GG. As they make a massive wave assault on our trench line. And the nades are just flying over there. We're getting absolutely cooked on the point. But thankfully, it is too late for them. So, very well played, super fun, a lot of good tank action, great push by them, just a little bit too late, good defense by us. Calliope clutch taking out the Tiger and putting some hurt on, especially the infantry on the point. M18s were fire as well, so very fun game, just minus the slight bickering that they had going on. Probably the only thing that kind of detracted from it, but what can you do? So, hope you guys enjoyed this fun one. I'll put up the kills here for anyone that wants to pause and kind of go through and see what happened. But stay tuned for another fun one on Friday here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.